Boom! We are live, people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Chosen Wisdom Football, where critical thinking is a must. Otherwise, you will get lost in this emotional roller coaster that we love, that we call football. Big up yourself, people. Smash the like on entry. Turn on your notifications if you have, and subscribe below if you have not. There is a lot for us to get through today, people. I hope you're having a beautiful day. I hope you've had an amazing week. And if you haven't had an amazing week, it's the weekend. It's Friday, people. So time to have a drink if you drink, have a smoke if you smoke, or do what you need to do, because it's Friday, people. It's Friday, and there's a lot for us to discuss today on the show, people. As I said, I hope you guys are doing good. We have big up TK, big up the chat already. We have on the show, we're going to talk about Mbeumo. Yes, apparently Mbeumo is set to have his medical next week. Where this story is coming from, we're going to talk about the source. We're going to talk about, is it true? Is it really true? What's happening with Mbeumo? We're going to dive into that news today. We also have news about changes that are going to be made to Premier League games, to the interview. Apparently, there's going to be interviews at halftime, cameras in the dressing room. All sorts are happening. We are Americanizing this sport. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to talk about the changes that are going to be made to the Premier League this coming season. And I'm telling you guys, you're going to be interested to find out what the hell these guys are doing to get more money from us. That's the point, right? That's the point. So we're going to talk about that today. There's also updates on Sancho. Yes, there are a few clubs in for Sancho, as we know: Fenerbahce, Juventus, Napoli. But we have updates on Sancho to give you guys today. Also, potential updates on our midfield. Where are Manchester United's midfield targets? Who are they? Are we going to get midfielders in? There is apparently updates on Douglas Luiz to Man United, maybe Ederson from Atalanta to Manchester United. That's the news at the moment, people. So we're going to talk about that today as well. Gyokeres. There's been slight updates on the Gyokeres situation, as apparently Arsenal are moving closer to Sesko. The windows and the walls are closing on Gyokeres. Are United still in for Gyokeres? You guys who are familiar with this channel know where I stand with the Gyokeres situation, but we're gonna also cover that a little bit as well. Eze, this is not Manchester United news, but Eze to Arsenal seems like it might be legit, people. It seems as if Arsenal are finally going to do something big in the transfer window. So we're going to look at that story, see how legit it is, have a conversation about that. Listen, who watched that Juventus City game the other day? I did. And I was impressed with Manchester City. Man City look scary, people. Like, we have to admit it. The football that they played, I know it's Juventus, I know it's pre-season and all these things. And in the Premier League, it might be different, because they're going to come up against the likes of Newcastle with their super soldiers. And that sort of tiki-taka, twinkie-toes football might not work. But as it stands, people, I'm telling you, Man City, they look dangerous. So we're going to have a quick conversation about Manchester City and their squad and their team. It's just ridiculous, people. So there's a lot for us to get through today. So I'm going to be as quick as I can with all of this information, with all of these details. As usual, guys, this is an interactive show, so please get involved. The more you have a conversation with me, the more you talk, the more the show will flow and the better the show will be. So smash the like, start having a conversation, start having a chat. And yeah, let's do this, man. Let's start off, like I said, on Mbeumo. So, according to Ben Jacobs and Alex Crook, Bryan Mbeumo medical at Manchester United is expected to take place next week. Great. The first thing I want to say about that tweet and that news is that is probably one of the most obvious tweets that I've read in a long time, because we all know that we want to get this player in before we start pre-season, which is 7th of July, which is, I believe, middle of the week after, right? We all know that after a deal is accepted, the next thing is the medical. So we know that. So this tweet saying that the medical is expected next week is not really a story. I'm going to be real with you. It's good to know. It's good to know that reputable, I think that's the word, people are tweeting this, but it's also quite common sense. Secondly, the other thing I want to say is, just like I said the other day, no bid has been accepted. Anyone who's telling you that a bid has been accepted is lying. They're still negotiating. They're still working on things. They're still working on the structure of the deal. An official bid hasn't really gone in. What's happened is that Man United have gone and they've basically said, yeah, we are going to give you the money that you want. And therefore, Brentford have said, okay, let's sit down and now let's sort it out. Before then, there was hardly any conversation. There was Man United trying to test Brentford by putting in that first bid. Now there is conversation. So an official bid hasn't gone in. What's happened is that the prospective bid has been, let's say, accepted to the point where they're willing to discuss now the structure of the deal and try to get as much as they can out of the deal. I've said many times also about Manchester United in a transfer window. We always give the clubs what they want. We always do. We always, and whether it's Ugarte, whether it's Anthony, whether it's Højlund, it doesn't matter who it is. We always start off by saying we're not going to pay what they want. We spend a couple weeks trying to haggle, trying to negotiate, trying to put this club against this club, trying to get the fee down by any means necessary. And we always seem to end up paying at least what they want, or even more in the case of Højlund and Anthony. I told you guys many, many times that the only people that will stop this deal from happening is Manchester United if they do not pay. I said many, many times also that Man United have to pay. They're going to have to pay up. That's the only way they're going to get him. And look and behold, Man United are giving Brentford exactly what they want. However, like I said before, the structure of the deal is what the hold-up is. That's the hold-up right now, people. The structure of the deal. After Alex Crook, Bryan Mbeumo expected to undergo his medical test along with contract signing next week. Final documents also expected to be exchanged. Man United Football Club planning for Bryan to fly to Manchester from his holiday with now only final formalities of the deal left. So once again, another journalist essentially saying the deal is not over, as in not finalized. We still have certain dots to tick, certain things to do, but in general, it seems as if Man United and Brentford are finally on the same page. And if they are, it is likely that a medical will happen next week, which is 7 days. That's not hard to predict. It's not a really difficult thing to say that the medical will happen next week. I could tweet right now the medical will happen next week. It's important for me to report this to you guys and to have a conversation, a quick convo about it, but it's not really big updates, if that makes any sense. But Mbeumo's getting closer, people. As annoying and as frustrating as this deal has become in terms of getting it over the line and how long it's been dragged out for, I don't want us to lose the vision. I don't want us to lose track that this is a great signing, people. This is a great signing because players like Kittens, I say Kittens, for Chelsea are getting him for like 50, 60 million. I'm seeing Elanga to Newcastle for 50, 60 million pounds. Elanga got about 7 goals last season. So as much as Man United fans, and there are some who are saying that we're overpaying for Mbeumo, you guys need to look at the market. Some of these players who are not even as good as Mbeumo are going for more money. So that's an Mbeumo update. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that. Comment below. We're edging closer. It looks like it's over the line, and I feel like Man United now need to turn their direction, turn their vision, turn their thoughts on a midfielder. That's what they need to do. So that's the Mbeumo situation, guys. Let me see what TK is saying. Big up yourselves. Paul and City are your top 2 next season. City have Rodri back, the best player in the world, right up. Yeah. It's crazy. We're gonna talk about City as well because I saw them against Juventus, and I know it's only one game, but when I just think about their squad and I think about their team and like Reinders and just check, it's dumb. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's actually dumb. So we'll talk about it, people. We'll talk about City. All right, that's Brian and Mbeumo, people. Like I said, he's coming. He's more or less here, and hopefully by the end of next week, we will have the player. So moving on, people. Moving on to the new rules. Yes, this is going to be absolutely interesting. This is I'm in trouble. TK. What have I done? All right. So, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready for this? Starting 2025-2026 Premier League season, this is what is going to happen, people. There are going to be that's funny. TK, independent thoughts, bro. I don't have that control. I don't have that kind of control, my friend. Also, it causes and it garnishes, creates debate. It creates a lot of interesting conversation when your missus is the ops. Listen, I don't mind it. I hear what you're saying though. That's funny. I'm like, yeah. But I hear what you're saying though. It's treacherous to have a missus that supports the ops. It is kind of treacherous. I've spoken to her about it. I've given another year. I've given her another year, bro. Oh man. All right. So apparently, people, back to the topic at hand. This is what's going to happen next season. Touchline interviews with subbed players. Halftime interviews with managers and players. Cameras on field during goal celebrations. Dressing room broadcasts. What the hell, people? I need somebody to help me because the majority of my brain is saying, who wants this? Who wants this? Like, I don't want this. I just want to watch football. Who wants to... Whoever wants this are kind of the sort of people that wants to know what underpants a footballer wears. Like, I don't need to see all of that stuff. I just want to watch... TK's funny. We can't all have perfect relationships, I suppose. I don't understand this. Like, I do, because this is where we are going in terms of capitalism, in terms of what fans want to see and what fans want to know. But it's very strange to me. It's very strange to me. It's gone.
Yeah, put it away, Luiz. I can say it. You can say it verbally. It's not the right tweet.
So
Teams have to choose one of these every week.
so the thing is, teams have to choose one of these options every week. So the rule is this, people. The rule is this: one of those four. Every week, you have to choose which one you're going to do. Are you going to do a touchline interview with a subbed player? Are you going to do a halftime interview with a manager? Or it could be your assistant coach, apparently. Are you going to have cameras on the field during the goal celebrations, which is probably the easiest one to do? I would choose that one, right? Or are you going to do dressing room broadcasts, i.e., broadcasts at halftime and all these things? What are you going to do? You have the choice to choose one, and you have to do one each and every game in the Premier League. I don't know what to make of this. I want you guys to let me know what you think. Big up yourself, Turkish, as well. I see you, man. Would love Eze at Arsenal. I'm scared of City. Supposedly, this is to give more value for money to the broadcasters. So I hear that. There's always that delicate tug between broadcasters who want more people to watch their product, who wants more money, and football fans who are not interested in any of these things. Like, I understand that these things will probably get more views, and I'm of a generation, an older generation, that I don't really care about any of these things. But life in the world is changing, and I think the younger people, the mutants on Twitter, all the young G's that don't really understand football, don't know football, that are trying to change football and make it this stat mad thing, I think it will be good for them. I think they would like things like this. I don't care about listening to a player who got subbed off. I just want to watch football. I don't understand this. Big up yourself, Oz. Yes, Oz is in the chat. Fans don't care about this. It's broadcasters wanting more content to make themselves feel important. There are practices from American sports, and they are dead out over there too. So, what you saying, Oz? That even over in the US, these practices are not really sought after. People don't really like them as well over there. Yeah, it's smelly. People, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, what's Osman saying? NBA halftime interviews are platitudes from obviously annoyed coaches and play. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm with Oz on this one. I don't like this. As you can see, this is not a good look. I don't like where this is heading. TK's got a different view on it. TK in the chat is saying what this does is humanizes the players and give fans more of an insight. Most North American sports contracts have clauses that dictate players have to appear for these cameras. Fines for if they decline. Yeah, I don't like the power the broadcaster has in forcing a footballer, because let's say, yeah, I'm just here to play football. That is my job. That is what I've been signed to do. And now you're telling me I have to be pushed in front of the camera to speak after I've been subbed off. It's like, I can see both perspectives. Oz is making a good point in the chat. It's for broadcasters. It's not really for fans per se. Like, people who want to watch football are not going to be too interested in this. However, TK is making a point. It humanizes the players to see them behind the scenes, to see them celebrate, to hear how they feel if they've been subbed, for instance. So it could do that. It could do that. Personally, I don't think it will, if I'm being honest. But I understand you guys' perspective on it. I do. Most of the interviews have cookie cutter answers from coach players. All right. So it will just be some basic questions, just some, plug your answer from a list of answers that you've been told to say or something. Osman in the chat is saying footballers already have contractual media obligations. They just post game and yeah. Listen. I'm a strong believer of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Right now, the only thing I think needs to be fixed is the quality of football and how we play football right now. I don't even like football that much. I think football has deteriorated. All this extra stuff, yeah, for a product that is not even as good as it was before, right? It wasn't as good as it was before. And the product is getting worse, but you're just giving us essentially more content. And I feel like in the world that we live in, it's all about content. It's all about, of course, I mean, you're going to respond by saying, of course, Chosen, it's all about content. But back in the day, we've had all of this content creation, and we want more content. We want more clicks. We want more clicks. We want more content. It's just removing from the beautiful game, man. The game that we all love. That's how I see this, man. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is BS. I'm not here for it. I don't like it. But I can see myself being a bit of a hypocrite. I can see myself when someone gets interviewed and they get subbed off and they're angry and they say something mad, say something out of place in the heat of the moment. I'll be there laughing, but I don't know. I don't want this coming to football. I don't want football to be Americanized. Football is a capitalistic dream. It's all about money now, and we've gone that way. We've gone that way now. It's there. The money in football is crazy, and because the money in football is so insane, we have Qatari, we have Middle Eastern, we have Americans who now bought all our football clubs. Most of our football clubs 10, 15 years ago were owned by 100 different people with 1% shares. Now, most of our football clubs are owned by either Americans, really filthy rich Americans, or, Saudis from somewhere. So we're already going down the path where money is the only thing that matters now. And while everyday people, we're all getting poorer. We're all getting poorer. Footballers and everything around football is getting richer. They need to find new ways. Everybody, not just football, just any company needs to find new ways to get money from our pockets into their pockets. Trickle up economics. Right, Oz? Trickle up economics. So it is what it is, man. I don't want this coming to football. It doesn't improve the game. Yep, I'm with TK. Osman is saying the broadcasters need to justify their value add and charging higher and higher premiums for the games. ESPN constantly chops and changes coverage for this reason, and it's always for the worst. Yep, TK. Ever seen any of the NFL Hard Knocks series? Brutal. I haven't, TK, to be fair. Osman, both teams played hard. Game of two halves. We got to make adjustments. Thanks, Jeff. Yeah. What? Yeah. That's funny. Straight Oz. Like, yeah, I'm with most of the chat on this one. I don't like it. I guess they're trying to add some sort of value, provide some sort of insight that none of us really want. The Club World Cup, none of us are really interested in this Club World Cup that's going on right now. Not really. So it's like, yeah, it's not good, guys. But I thought we need to bring this up. We need to understand where football is going. We need to sort of try to understand the trajectory, because I'm all about the macroeconomics, not just the micro. I want to understand how this affects anything else. What are the impact on the Premier League? Is it just the Premier League? Are Spain going to follow? Are Italy going to follow? Or are the other leagues going to follow? So, yeah, it's good to understand these things, guys. And it's good to have these sort of conversations. All right. Let's quickly mention Jadon, because I know a lot of people are going to be talking about Jadon. And out of all the people, all the players that we have available to sell, Jadon is probably the most sellable. Garnacho, you could argue, is very sellable. Even more so because Garnacho doesn't have the high wages, so he can go anywhere. But Jadon, every single transfer window, there's always 100 clubs after Jadon. And you can always tell how good a player is, no matter how the Man United fans abuse him, no matter how low the United fans think of him, you can always tell a player's quality by the list of quality teams that are always knocking on the door for him. And the fact that every time he leaves Man United on loan, he's going to a better club. He went to Dortmund, dragged Dortmund into the Champions League final, went to Chelsea, helped Chelsea finish top 4 and the Conference League. So he always goes, when he goes anywhere on loan from Manchester United, he always goes to a better club. and he does perform. So it is what it is. But Jadon, it seems as if his preferred destination is Juventus. I think that clarity is there. However, the reports are Juventus are not willing to pay his wages. His wages are too high for them. However, the flip side of this is Fenerbahce, who is not his preferred destination. They are willing to match the wages. So that he's got Juventus, who he wants to go to. They're saying no to 250 a week. Then you got Fenerbahce, Turkey, who are saying yes to 250. I think 250 a week gross is about 160 net. So they're going to pay him like 170, which is non-taxable. But he doesn't really want to go there. So he's got an interesting dilemma. He will go, Jadon. Jadon Sancho will leave this summer. I think that is also pretty clear. So let's read this news. Fenerbahce, with Mourinho's approval, held an official meeting with Sancho. They've approached the player and inquired about his condition. Fenerbahce did not make a written offer in an official capacity. After learning Jadon Sancho's condition, contact was made again, but no progress was achieved. Napoli made an official offer for the player with salary that was almost 50% of what the player wanted, and Sancho rejected it. Juventus came to the table. Sancho wants to play for Juventus, but Juventus offered a very low salary. The only club that can currently meet the net salary is Fenerbahce, which I've just said, but Sancho favours a move to a team who plays in one of the top 5 leagues in the world. So this is a legit Turkish sport channel. So this is, I hope, very legit. All right, the one thing I'm going to say about Jadon is this. And I want you guys to understand where I'm coming from. It is okay to want Jadon to take a pay cut. I, as a Man United fan, I wish Jadon would take a pay cut, choose one of these clubs and leave, right? And I'm pretty sure most Manchester United fans want that. However, we have to learn to compartmentalize. We can think like fans and also understand that there is nobody in this chat that can hold their hand up and say, I would love to take a pay cut. When you go to work every day and your manager comes in and says, you're going to have to take a 50% pay cut, I guarantee none of you are going to say yes. So what I'm trying to say is, you have your fan hat on and you're saying, oh, come on, Jadon, take a pay cut, go to one of these clubs, kickstart your career with a permanent deal and ball out. That's, as a fan, it's okay for you to wish for that and for you to want that because you're a fan of Man United. However, putting yourself in Jadon's shoe, or just think about your own career, you know you're not taking a pay cut. I'm not taking a pay cut at work. I'm not. Why am I taking a pay cut? I got one life to live. And that's the only life I'll ever get. I'm not taking a pay cut. So we must also understand Jadon wants the bag. He's only got one career. He wants the money. So we can hold, two opinions in our minds at the same time. We can be like, as a fan, take the pay cut, F off. However, I also understand why you don't want to take a pay cut. Why would you? That should be the approach here. So, anyway, Napoli and Juventus are willing to pay Manchester United 25 million for Jadon Sancho. However, neither club can meet the 250,000 wage demand. Yeah, I reckon he's going to have to take some sort of pay cut, personally. He's going to have to. My point I'm trying to make is, going to the point, is this. I don't want to see stuff like this. You're about to see it on the screen in a second. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see greedy prats. I'll tell you why I don't want to see it. One, the United Stand is the biggest Man United fan channel by a million miles. by a million miles in the world. You have a responsibility. Why are you calling them greedy prats for wanting to keep on the salary that they're currently receiving? How does that make sense, people? Like I said, you can want them to take a pay cut. As a Man United fan, you can be like, oh, go and take the pay cut and go away. But if your brain is not being logical, that's just an emotional reaction. I don't agree with calling them greedy. If all they want to do is maintain their current salary, that's not greedy. I don't agree with having a thumbnail that calls them greedy prats, especially if you're an official Man United fan channel with 2.5 million subscribers calling them prats. These sort of channels, yeah, always turn people against players. These sort of channels, United Stand, will claim to be progressive, claim to be fair, but they always tend to, especially Mark Goldbridge. I don't really care. I can't say his name. I hate that guy. I'll tell you the truth. I don't like Mark Goldbridge. They always seem to try to pit you against players, and I don't like when Man United Football Club release statements like, we are only going to make signings if we sell players. Like, you don't need to keep saying this, because all that does is make fans go, F off out my club. Come on, go F. That it makes fans angry at players. Listen, it's not the players' fault, yeah, that you gave them this contract. You gave Jadon this contract. You gave Rashford this contract only 2 seasons ago, and now you're trying to turn the fan base against them to put more pressure on them for them to leave due to your mistakes and your mismanagement. I hate that psychology. I hate the way they do this. And this stuff from sort of United Stand, they do this all the time. And for me, I always feel like it's mostly melanated players that they do it against. Like I said, people, I want Jadon to leave. I want Rashford to leave. I think they should leave so we can get the money and reimburse the money into the squad. I'm with everybody when it comes to that. I just don't like stuff like this. There's something about it that's just like, I don't know. I don't like it, man. Because you wouldn't take a pay cut, Mark Goldbridge. You wouldn't. So I get it. I get it. For me, it's about understanding perspectives. And I try my best to understand both sides if I can, if there is both sides. Sometimes there's no both sides. Sometimes the sky is blue and that's it. But if there's both sides, I try my best to listen. So it is what it is, people. What's TK saying? TK in the chat, I would offer team opt out to these proposed things, just pay X amount. Celtistic in the chat is saying streets are saying Eze and Sesko to Arsenal. TK Sancho, we need to accept that he won't exit our club. Let's focus on never making these mistakes and build scout proper moving forward. United should just ignore him and don't take calls from him because he will decline any team anyhow. Celtistic says, go itch makes me itch. He's so boring and emotional. TK says, greedy for signing a legally blinding contract that was offered to them. Yeah, like I said, you can want them to leave, bro. I want them to leave, but it's just like calling them greedy and calling them prats is just like, bro, that's strange. Like, I'm a smaller channel, obviously, than that channel, and I'm not doing a thumbnails calling them anyone greedy prats. I just find it strange. Yeah, TK Goldbridge is a celebrity now. He doesn't have a proper pulse on how to interact with the common fan. I don't watch his stuff. He's a brand now. Hard pass for me. Yeah, I mean, TK, about 5 years ago, I might have watched the United Stand when they did all the fan cams, when everyone was on the United Stand. Everybody from flipping Adam to Saeed to Rance to all of these guys. Ricky, Flex. And now they've purged it. All the melanated people that made it fun and made it, interesting, they purged them. And now it's just dead. It's just soulless, the United Stand. And it's just about agendas. So many agendas. It's crazy. But that's really the update on Sancho. That's kind of what I wanted to say, really. I think he will leave. If he doesn't leave, I think he's got like a year left. or maybe 2, a year max. And personally, every season, except for this season coming up, Sancho's been better than most of the players. Like, the 2 seasons Sancho's gone on loan, he's better than the players we've had. You telling me Sancho's not better than Højlund or Garnacho? He is. If he was, we just want him to leave because we don't see him. I think the biggest reason why Sancho needs to leave, or we want Sancho to leave, is his lack of pace in the Premier League. I think we need someone strong and robust in those positions. And Sancho is not that player. We don't believe he's going to give us the return for the money that he's on. Doesn't mean he's not a good player. It just means he's on a lot of money. He's on a very high salary. And he doesn't fit in to the system. Also, he's burnt bridges at Manchester United. He has. So all of these reasons why he has to go. As much as I like Sancho, he has to go. So it is what it is. What's TK saying in the chat? Beth. Wiz, more important, a new 9 or upgrade on Onana? A new 9 or upgrade on Onana. Because the thing is, because both ends of the field are important. And I'm thinking, when he's asked the question, I'm thinking Zirkzee. And I'm like, they're both as important as each other. I would actually get a new number 9 first before I get an upgrade on the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper, because I tell you why. I think there are a lot of goalkeepers we can get that will be an upgrade on Onana. So we don't need to rush it. I think in terms of strikers, there are not a lot of quality strikers out there. So I feel like we need to get the striker over the line first. And then, listen, do you know what? I'll get a midfielder before I upgrade on Onana. Don't get it twisted, people. Onana needs to be upgraded. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I can do... No, I don't know. Because I was going to say I can do with like 6 big Onana mistakes again. And I'm like, no, because Onana was getting me angry. He was just getting me vexed. So I don't know if I can do it because the goalkeeper gives the defense so much confidence. If you've got a stable goalkeeper, it means your defense have more confidence. Your whole team has more confidence. So I'm almost talking myself out of the striker and going back to maybe we need a new goalkeeper. As you can see, TK, it's a hard question. Both. Yeah, it's making me... Cunha scores goals and Mbeumo scores goals. Yeah. It's... Tell you what it is about the goalkeeper. The goalkeepers we've been linked to, I'm not with it. Like, Martinez, I don't know. Martinez has got a bozo in him. And I think was it Costa? I've watched Costa, bro. Costa also makes mistakes. It's because we're not linked to like a goalkeeper where I'm like, yeah. We're not linked to anyone like that. I think that's why I'm like, I'd rather keep Onana for a year and take our time and get the goalkeeper. I don't want to get another goalkeeper, right, that's supposed to be better than Onana, and he comes in and he makes hella mistakes. I would be so vexed that we haven't learned. So I don't want us to rush the goalkeeper team. And if these guys can bag goals, and if Onana makes a mistake but we score 3 goals, we still win. So, it's a difficult question. But anyway, let's talk, guys, about this Douglas Luiz thing and this Ederson thing. Because, as TK said in the chat, now that we essentially going to get Mbeumo over the line, our attention is going to be to a striker. Personally, I think we need midfielders. Because, what's his name? Zirkzee won't bag you 20 goals. He won't do that. But he'll be good up front. Our midfield, for me, is a problem. Ugarte's not good enough. Casemiro is on his last legs. I don't think Bruno is a double pivot player, but he's probably the only midfielder that we can really say that, you know, he will give us some output. He will create, Bruno. Whether you like him or not, his output is there. His output is his output. And he will do a job. And now that he's got Cunha and Mbeumo, I'm expecting even better from Bruno because he's going to be playing with better players. Other than that, we are struggling in the middle of that park. So there's going to be many, many links to the midfield department. Many, many links. So we're going to have to decipher which links are legit, which links are just phony. So this Douglas Luiz thing is not going away. It's kind of started off with, swap deal with Jadon. And now it's like Douglas Luiz could still come even without a swap deal. I don't know what you guys think about Douglas Luiz. It's one of those ones where he's better than Ugarte. You could argue he's better than Casemiro. Definitely more mobile. But as TK says in the chat, Luiz is injury prone. Yeah. I agree, TK. That guy from Sporting is good. Who did I see? The guy from Dortmund. What's that guy from Dortmund? Begins with E or M. Oh, what's his name? He's tall. He plays in the middle. You guys might know. The guy from Dortmund plays in the central midfield. I think his name begins with either E or M. Very tall. He looks good. But anyway, let's read this news quickly, people, and before we move on. Man United continue to monitor Douglas Luiz, but concerns over his injury record. See, as you said, TK, concerns over his injury record from last season at Juventus are causing the club to hold off on advancing a move for now, with the midfielder having missed a total of 111 days last season. Ooh, flipping heck. So, guys, you can see on your screen exactly what that means, what his injuries are, and what the hell has happened to Douglas Luiz over the past couple of years. Hamstring muscle injury, 41 days. Muscle fatigue, 9 days. Muscular problems, 9 days. Rest. Rest? Motherfucker, rest? Motherfucker, you resting? Bitch. What? You resting? That is crazy. Muscle fatigue. Why is this guy getting... Okay. I don't want this guy. Yeah, I've seen enough. Like, it's not... That's it, TK. That's it. That's the one. Let me know what you think of him. He looks okay. Like, I feel like now we need tall, big, strong, quick guys in the midfield that won't get muscled out. Listen, if we can't get tech man, like Man City have, in the midfield, if we can't get tech man, then we have to get bullies, bro. Like, we have to get bullies. And I feel like his stature, I feel like he reminds me a little bit of Dembele. You know Dembele? He played for Tottenham. He reminds me a little bit like him. Let me know if you're feeling him, TK, or what you think about Nemeka. But anyway, further news.
Because it corroborates. It's from 2 weeks ago.
All right.
It corroborates that they were exploring stopping these two.
All right, Dave. Felix. Okay. So this tweet, as you can see, this corroborates with a lot of things. Former Juventus director of football Gyokeres, who left 11 days ago, was exploring a swap deal with Antony to Juve and Douglas Luiz to Manchester United. So it seems as if Juventus want to offload Douglas Luiz very, very quickly. And that's probably another reason why I'm like, yeah. Serviceable player. All right. What was I gonna say? So I feel like Douglas Luiz's name is everywhere now, and just like TK said in the chat, people, I just feel like we need to be careful because it's not just about an upgrade on what we have. That's the same thing as a goalkeeper. Everyone is saying we just want any goalkeeper, and I'm like, no, we've done this before. We've done this anything before. We want to win the league. So the next goalkeeper has to be here for the next 10 years and has to be potentially a world-class goal. I'm done with this anything can do. I'm done with getting a little Mason Mount here. And no, I want us to scout. I want us to take our time. So Douglas Luiz, while he might be an upgrade in some of the midfielders we have, technically, as you can see, his injury record, the fact that he hasn't done well at Juventus, and the fact that Juventus want to offload him. All these signs make me feel like, yeah, let's get someone else. If Man United went in for him, I wouldn't cry. But preferably, I'd want someone else. That someone could be Ederson. I like Ederson. I really do. So this is a story. Good evening, Kazi. Good evening. Arsenal's old manager. Good evening. Anyway, Ruben Amorim has given the green light for Atalanta midfielder Ederson to join Man United in a deal worth around £50 million. So, first and foremost, you know me, guys, I like to be honest with you lot. The only people that are reporting on this is Team Talk. And I'm not going to lie, people, Team Talk are not a reputable. They don't have pull. They don't have, their name's not big like that. So take this with a pinch of salt. The last time I heard was that he was going to the Middle East, because I think the same Middle Eastern club that went in for Bruno apparently pulled out of that Bruno deal, if you want to believe that they pulled out or Bruno rejected them, whatever reason you want to believe, and they were in for Ederson. That has gone quiet, and now Ederson's popped back up, and apparently Man United are in for him. I don't know how true this is, but I thought this was good to bring up, people.
It is reputable from December.
Okay.
Speaking on Ederson.
So we have a tweet from Florian, who is reputable, Sky Sports Germany, and this is from December, 6 months ago. And this says, once again being told that Ederson is one of the few names Manchester United are seriously considering for central midfield position. Some decision makers are fully convinced of his abilities. However, there is not yet a complete consensus. Right? There's not yet a complete consensus. So this is from December 2024 with the club. For this reason, there are no concrete negotiations at this stage, but MUFC have gathered all the necessary information, have scouted him, blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. So it seems to me, this is what I feel like is happening with Ederson. I feel like the link to Ederson, the fact that we're monitoring, and we've been looking at him and tracking him, that's clear that we've been doing that. However, there are so many midfield options now. There are a few midfielders out there for us to get. I don't know if we're going to wed ourselves or tie ourselves to Ederson right now. Please expect loads of random midfield targets. Just like every year we get what's that guy? The French guy. We get linked to this French guy, Rabiot. Just like every year we're linked to Rabiot, every summer we're linked to 100 midfielders. Just expect and accept that just like every summer, we are going to be linked to many, many midfielders this summer. My personal opinion on Ederson is that I would get him. I don't know about the fee. I think the fee of 50 million to 60 million euros is quite high. I think it's gone up now. He played well in the Champions League. He's played well in Europe. I've seen him play games. My only concern with Ederson is that the Italian league isn't the quickest league in the world, and I don't know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. Like I said in the other stream, I think in the Premier League there's a stat somewhere, guys, that says you get 0.5 seconds on the ball in the Premier League, and in Italy you get about a second on the ball. It's a lot slower. That's my concern. My concern is how he will play, how he will look, how he will adjust to the Premier League and the pace of it. Other than that, I like Ederson, people. I like Ederson. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys feeling Ederson? Would you take Ederson at Man United? Play him alongside Bruno? That's what I'll do. I think he's about 25. He's middle age, so he's a decent age. I'm not gonna lie, people. After the season that we've had, I didn't expect us to be in for Cunha. I didn't expect us to be in for Mbeumo, and I definitely don't expect us to be signing players like Ederson. But we signed 2 of those already, and I feel like this window, anything's possible. So bring on, people. Let me know what you guys think of Ederson. Kaz in the chat, big up Kaz, bro. TK, forget. Yeah, I'm not. Rabiot's old news, Kaz. We can't spend money we don't have, so we need to pump them brakes on more incomings. Yeah. We need to, sell these players and get some money. But Man United are a weird club. We like to talk about we don't have money and then pull a signing out of our arse randomly. Oh, we don't have any money. Boom, here's 60 million for flipping Lenny Euro. That Lenny Euro signing was proper left field. I thought, what? Real Madrid and Man United are in for Lenny Euro. And then a week later, Lenny Euro decided to sign for Man United. I'm like, what? What? I thought we had no money. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway, moving on, people. Yep, Kazi. Apparently, Mbeumo Medical is scheduled for next week. Gyokeres, guys. The never-ending saga of Bumberclar, Rasklar. No, I'm joking. Let's not do that. Of Gyokeres. There is no new news on Gyokeres, if I'm being honest. There are some people who are not reputable saying things like Arsenal are out the race for Gyokeres, saying things like because Gyokeres and Sesko has advanced a little bit more, that Man United are back in for Gyokeres. Let me tell you guys a secret. I've said this many times on this channel, yeah. The Gyokeres situation is not over. It's not over. All you have to do is use your brain. Arsenal are not going to get Gyokeres and if they do, then I hold my hand up like I'm about to get arrested. But I don't think they're going to get both. And when Arsenal gets Sesko, I think it's just when. Gyokeres is going to be sitting around going, oh, I twerked for Arsenal. I literally bent over and they went and got Sesko. It will leave the door open for Manchester United. Whether we will get him, that's a different story. Because I'm pretty sure that Juventus will come in and all these other clubs will come in. But United were never out of the deal. No deal has happened. No bid has been official or officially made. We're always in for Gyokeres, and I'm telling you guys, do not be. Listen, It could not happen. It might not happen. I'm not saying it will. All I'm saying is don't be surprised, yeah, that by the end of this transfer window, we have Cunha, Mbeumo, and Gyokeres. Don't be surprised it still happens. Don't get your hopes up for it to happen. Don't expect it to happen. But don't be surprised if it does. Once we get Sancho over the line and a few others over the line, should I say, just don't be surprised. So this Gyokeres situation, we don't need to keep an eye on it because as soon as we open our phones, we're bombarded by this information. But let's just see how it develops towards the end of the window, people. Because listen, I'm not gonna lie. If we get Mbeumo, Cunha, and Gyokeres, I'm gonna be unbearable. I'm gonna be unbearable to these ops, man. To these Arsenal fans, I'm gonna be chatting the most amount of. The only thing that can stop me from talking the most amount of is if Amorim still managed to flop with these players. If Amorim gets these players, yeah, and we lose our first 4 games, best believe I'm Amorim out. Best believe you cannot, bro. With these players, you don't even need to train them. You don't need to tell them what to do. They will figure it out themselves. They'll figure it out themselves. If we get these 3, I'm going to be the most gassed. The most gassed. hot air balloon settings, helium in the air. I'm going to be like one of them spy balloons that's hovering over China and thing. I'm going to be satellite business, picking up bare channels and thing. I'm going to be high. California high. Don't listen. You ain't even seen the start of me yet. I haven't even begun on this channel yet. I've kept it very reserved. Yeah. When I'm ready, I'm ready. So it is what it is. Anyway, people. Eze, let's stop the Man United talk for a second and look at the ops. What are the ops doing? Let's start with Arsenal very, very quickly, people. Because if this is true, then Arsenal are finally doing something. I'm a fan of Eze. When Eze was playing with my mind always goes blank. Who's the guy that went to Bayern? The guy that went to Bayern and plays on the right for Crystal Palace. He's gone to Bayern Munich now. Not Mateta. Oh man, flipping neck. The French guy. No, he's gone to Bayern Munich from Crystal Palace. There were two ballers. It's Eze and my mind just gone blank. Olise. Flipping neck, man. Flipping neck. Yeah. When Olise and Eze were playing together at Crystal Palace, I was like, everyone was talking about Eze, and I kept saying, you know what? Olise is better than Eze. He makes better decisions. He's a better decision maker, and I think he's a better footballer. But I've always liked Eze. I've always liked Eze. And if Arsenal get Eze, then that's something. Then they're making moves. So apparently, people, Arsenal have added Ebereki Eze to their list of left-wing targets. Eze also being considered by Spurs. He has a £65 million release clause in his Palace, or £68 million release clause in his Palace contract. Rodrigo also remain of interest. Listen, Arsenal, you're not getting Rodrigo. Stop the foolishness. Anyway, Real winger will discuss his future with Xabi Alonso before deciding whether to explore an exit. Real are prepared to sell for around 90 million euros. I think Madrid will be crazy to sell Rodrigo, if I'm being honest. Like, I don't think the balance of the team, that Madrid team, is right with Vinny and Mbappe. And then getting rid of Rodrigo, I think the balance will be totally off. I don't think that's a thing. I don't believe the Rodrigo to Arsenal stuff. I just don't. And I won't believe it. I won't believe it until I see someone official saying a bid has been made or something. I think, for me, Eze should go Tottenham. For Eze's skill set, how he likes to play football, the freedom that he likes to play with, I actually think Tottenham is the best place to go if he wants to continue his trajectory. I understand the pull of Arsenal. I don't think Eze wants to play left wing. I think Eze, in his ideal world, would rather play as the central attacking midfielder. Of course, going to Arsenal will mean that he's going to be, maybe Martinelli's replacement. I don't know if Eze wants to play there. So I just think for his career, Eze is probably best going to Tottenham. And I know that's a weird thing to say because Arsenal are a top 4 team. They're in the Champions League and all these things. Arsenal play a very rigid way. Very pragmatic way. And I don't know if that suits Eze. I don't know. You guys tell me. You let me know. This is... all right. So, what you guys can see on screen right now is only a rumor. This is not official. And the people reporting it aren't. I always try to confirm the reports and say, listen, this is not reputable, but maybe it's good to have a conversation about it. Arsenal have an agreement on personal terms with Eze, and the player wants the move. Crystal Palace price is 3 installments of 20 million with 8 million in add-ons. However, with the way Andres Berta operates, this could just be a backup plan for the club's number 1 left-wing target. So, if you guys don't know, Berta, he likes to do this. The whole Gyokeres thing is really to get the Sesko deal down. Him approaching, or Arsenal approaching Eze, could be a ploy to get, I don't know, another left winger. Who else they get? Rodri, or whoever they're going in for, to get that fee down. Arsenal do this. They do this. This is what they do. This is what Berta is known for. But I don't see, if Arsenal do get Eze, well done. I rate Eze. I think Eze is the next one to look out for. But I don't see it, guys. I really don't see it. What's TK saying? I was born in Budapest and moved to Vancouver in 1990. Gyokeres has Hungarian roots, so I want him to slip that United shirt on ASAP. Oh, I see. But I understand the business of buying, selling, and lots of moving parts. I want Gyokeres. I've said many times that I'm surprised most people want Osimhen. I actually prefer Gyokeres. And one of the reasons why I like Gyokeres and want Gyokeres is because the manager wants him. And because he's a gunman. But it is what it is. So yeah, let me know about this Eze thing. Where do you guys think Eze will end up this summer? Do you think he will stay at Palace another year? Do you think he's going to... I think Eze wants to leave. Is whether anyone is going to pay the money for him. That 68 million, is it pounds or euros? I think it was pounds, guys. I think it was 68 million pounds release clause. And that is crazy. That's crazy. That will be the reason why he might stay at Crystal Palace. We know Tottenham got the 100 million pounds for winning that Europa League final and getting in the Champions League. So, they've got a bit of money. Arsenal haven't really bought anyone or splash hard cash so far. So maybe they can both afford him, but that's a lot of money, people. That's a lot of money. Yeah. Yeah. TK says, Eze, is he worth that amount of cake? He's ready to play for a bigger club, though. That's the thing, exactly what I'm saying. I don't know. That the fee is probably going to be the stumbling block, but he's ready. Eze is ready to play for a top 5 club. He is. Osman's an Arsenal fan, so we can listen to Osman's perspective on things with regards to Arsenal. If Eze is a backup option behind Rodrigo, then I think he ends up Arsenal, because I don't believe the Rodrigo deal will get over the line. There you go. Osman's an Arsenal fan, and Osman follows Arsenal very, very closely. I'm kind of on that train of thought that I don't think Arsenal are going to get Rodrigo. If they're using Eze to lower the Rodrigo fee, I don't think it's going to work. And if anything, Arsenal will probably end up just with Rodrigo. Sorry, with Eze. But we'll see, guys. Another one that we'll have to monitor, see where it goes. Once July the 1st hits, once things start moving, once that the first big striker goes, once Sesko gets signed, I think we're going to see even more movement. It's like we always have some sort of domino effect in the transfer. And I feel like because we're pitting, especially Arsenal are pitting players against each other and contacting this player to get another player's fee down, then going over there and contacting this player to get this player fee down. Once the first player gets bought and the other player realizing he's not going to go to Arsenal, that will cause a domino effect, and I think things will start picking up. That's how I see it happening this summer. So it is what it is, people. It is what it is, people. Let's quickly. What's characteristic? Like Fabrizio said, Sesko started following Arsenal on Insta, so we do really need the here we go. It's clearly fine. It's clearly done. They. So yeah. I mean, the Sesko thing, it looks like it is getting closer and closer. Hence why you're going to hear more with regarding your careers of, I didn't really, choose Arsenal. I didn't really put Arsenal as my number one. I didn't really do that. You're going to hear a lot of I told you this already. I told everyone on this channel that once Arsenal sign Sesko, because that is their first target, Gyokeres' camp is going to have to come out and be like, In fact, I didn't really say I love Arsenal. That's gonna have to. It's gonna have to happen, and it will. It will happen. So it is what it is, people. It is what it is. Let's quickly finish off, guys, with this Man City foolishness. I watched the Man City game, or at least most of it, yeah, against Juventus, and I don't know what to make of it. Yes, it's pre-season, kind of pre-season, I guess. Yes, the Juventus team is not that great. Yes, yes, yes. All of these caveats, right? However, the way I saw these guys ball out, the way I saw these guys play, the goal, I know some of the goals was just silly mistakes and Juventus should have done better. It was scary. I'm like, what is this? And then I looked at the team, because sometimes you just hear things and it doesn't like register. Then I scrolled and looked at the team and I was like, hold on a second. This Man City team is stupid. Like, I think Pep, is coming for blood. Like, he started off with Reinders, right? You got Reinders in midfield, and this Reinders alone is a bad boy. This Reinders alone is a bad boy. So you got Reinders, and then you got Rodri coming back. So you got Rodri and you got Reinders. Cool. Then you got Bernardo Silva. Cool. All right, great. Then you got Cherky on the bench. Like, yes, Gundogan's old, but then you still got Gundogan. You got Foden. Like, you got Savio. Let's not forget Savio. You got Mamouche. You got Haaland, and I know listen, the season that Haaland had last season wasn't a great season. And I know Haaland is coming for blood. I'm saying this is what I'm saying about this Man City team. I think if Man City don't win, I'll be surprised if Man City do not win the league next year. And this is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that all of these techie players here that Man City have bought, and a lot of they are amazing players, really good players. I'm hoping that once they come up against the Newcastles of this world, the teams like Nottingham Forest that have universal soldiers in their midfield, like Bruno Guimaraes and all these guys, and Joe Linton, I'm hoping that they can't handle the pay. No, they can. Listen, I'm talking myself out of what I'm even going to say. But I'm just hoping that they don't click. I'm hoping that the aggression of the league, when they come up against Onana's in midfield, not our goalkeeper, but, the big Onana in midfield, when they come up against the robust Premier League teams, I'm just hoping that they get run over. I'm just hoping that once they come up against the Elangas of this world, that they're going to be hit on the brake, and they're still going to, collapse. That's the only thing I have. Because if you just look at this team now, and I haven't even mentioned 8 Nouri. I ain't even mentioned 8 Nouri. I don't he ain't to be mentioned. That's a bad joke. But yeah, Man City. I know Liverpool are doing their thing with Wirtz, but this Man City team, guys, all we can do is pray. I like to use logic and critical thinking, all these things, but in this instance, all I can do is pray and hope that they don't gel, they don't click, because if they do, problems. This Man City team has already won the quadruple. They've already done something that Man United haven't done, and won the quadruple. And they won it back, 2 seasons ago. Like, it's dumb. It's dumb. So let me know. Maybe I'm overgassing it. I'm hoping that somebody in the chat is gonna bring me down a little bit and tell me why this team isn't sick. I want somebody to comfort me, no homo, and tell me that I need to relax myself, tell me that I'm overhyping City, and tell me that they're going to get slapped. I want someone to reassure me before I end the stream, because, yeah, this is mad. Anyway, let's see some of the comments that you guys are leaving. If there's a backup option, yeah, Celtic sit that for a bit. So Sesko Osman says Sesko following Arsenal on Instagram is vibes. Mudryk was doing all kinds of social media twerking for Arsenal and it fell through. True. But it's something though. It's something. All you guys need to do is pay the fee, and I reckon he's yours. Just like the Mbeumo thing. Really, Osman says, really hoping the City activity in the market is because they're bracing for transfer bans. Good point, Osman. Good point. Yeah. All right, you've added more hope. You've introduced more hope to me. But then they've got the players now. They've still got the players. It doesn't take away the players that they have. So I don't know if that helps Osman, but at least I know, one thing I know is if they do get the transfer ban, it means that some teams will have free run at certain players because Man City won't come calling for them, I guess. Celtistic in the chat says Pep got his wife back and said, hey, that's Kendrick. Hey, that's my hey, they ain't want to play with. Nah, it's true. It must have happened because I feel like Man City started flopping when Pep started having beef with his wife. And we all know as human beings, yeah, just don't do that. Like, life is easier if you give that woman what she wants and just keep it moving. If she wants a little Gucci bag, give her the Gucci bag, keep it moving. You don't want the beef with your wife because she will destroy your world. So Pep rectified the beef, and look at him. I bet he's gonna start growing hair. He's gonna start growing hair now. That's what's gonna happen. So Pep is back, and he's back with a vengeance. I thought Pep was gonna leave Man City a few seasons back. He's not leaving. He's not going nowhere, and that's annoying because some Arsenal fans are saying things like, "We can only win the league." Apparently, this is breaking news. I've just been stopped in my tracks. Breaking news. Wow, people. All right, that's crazy. What does this mean, people? What does this mean? Brentford have rejected Man United's second bid. Breaking news. Man United's second bid for Bryan Mbeumo worth 62.5 million, including add-ons, has been rejected by Brentford. Okay. That's insane. That's insane, people. That's insane. Let's talk about it. One, I did say that the bid hadn't been accepted. I kept saying on this channel so many times, people, that the bid has not been accepted. All that's happened is that they're trying to work out how much should be add-ons, how much shouldn't be, all of these things. That's what's happening. And clearly they've come to the table, and what Man United have done, it says with the add-ons, Brentford do not want. What Brentford want, right? I think Brentford want a surety that they're going to get 62 million regardless of any add-ons. I think they want a deal that pays them 62 million regardless. Yeah. And then maybe you can have add-ons. You can do also, if he does this, you'll get another 5 million on top. But Brentford don't want 50 million plus 15 on add-ons, or they don't want 55 million plus 7 on they don't want that. They don't want the add-ons to bring the deal up to 62 million. They want a 62 million pound deal. That's what they want. I'm not gonna lie, people. Yeah, it's the installment stuff that's been rejected. That's what I'm saying. That's what's happened. If Man United said, listen, forget installments, yeah, or not even installments, forget add-ons. We will guarantee you £63 million. We'll pay you, I don't know, 40 million now, and then split the other 23 million over two. I reckon that will be fine. I think what United are still trying to do is give them a 62.5 million package, which includes add-ons as well. If I'm going to react properly, guys, if I'm going to actually tell you my initial reaction, I'm actually a bit pissed off. I'm slightly a bit annoyed. Because I would have thought, that Man United would now know exactly what Brentford want and are starting to dance to their tune.
This is to make it public from Brentford.
And now Brentford have made it public. You also got to understand, that Brentford don't even need to publicize this. They don't need to make it public. Brentford could just say to Man United, keep negotiating, keep saying no, increase the bid. But they've gone public with this, and they want to make it known that the bid is being rejected. This is, I wouldn't say I am overly concerned, but once again, I will say this. If we give them what they want, we get this player. If we give them what they need, what they want, we get this player because the player wants to come here. So Paul came in the chat and Paul gave us the breaking news. So respect for that, Paul Heaney. Respect for that, my G. Let me know what you guys are thinking about this. I've given my instant take on the matter. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys saying about Mbeumo? TK in the chat says walk away from this deal and buy Gyokeres with that money. The thing is, you already have Man United fans saying that Mbeumo is overpriced. And when you hear the likes of Elangas and all these guys, the likes of Nottingham Forest turning down 50 million euros or whatever it was for Elanga, you got to be like, hold on, he's not overpriced if Elanga is going for more than 50 million euros. He's not actually overpriced. While I understand where they're coming from, I don't think he is overpriced. But TK is saying we should walk away and use the money to get Gyokeres. Osman in the chat is saying, wouldn't read much into this. It's normal back and forth transfer negotiations. Yeah, but this is Sky Sports News. This is Sky Sports News, and this tweet was literally 14 minutes ago. So, yeah, guys, it's put a dampener on that Mbeumo situation. I think most people thought that the second bid would have been accepted. The fact that it is being rejected just means Man United just need to come correct. I'm not gonna lie, guys, because this 62.5 is exactly the same, that we spent on Cunha. If Brentford are looking for something like £70 million, if they're trying to get stuff like that, then I'll be like, do you know what? Start thinking about your second option. Because there has to come a point, people, where Man United have to be prepared to walk away. The problem is this, though. If Man United walk away, he's going to Tottenham. Tottenham can afford this money. And I reckon they'll pay it. There are many teams who can afford this player, who can afford to spend this kind of money. So if we say we're out the deal, because big Man United, you're not going to come to us then. So what? You'll go to Tottenham in the Champions League. So we have to pay the money. But the question is, at what point do you walk away? I want you guys to tell me, at what point do you walk away from this deal? I don't know, people. I don't know. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Just when you think things are moving smoothly. That's why I started the show, people, by saying everyone who's talking about medical next week, everyone who's talking about medical next week, all they're doing is putting two and two together, assuming the bid's been accepted. And if the bid is accepted, the next possible thing is clearly the medical. So, of course, the medical will potentially happen next week if the bid's accepted. That's not rocket science. And I said at the start of the show that the bid has not been accepted and there is no certainty when the medical will happen. We hope the bid will be accepted soon. And if it is, yes, the medical will happen next week. But we don't know if it has. Now, people, we've all received confirmation from Sky that the bid has not been accepted. Wow. Wow, people. Wow. This is going to go on, and I reckon we're probably going to pay the £60 million up front. No add-ons. We're not going to pay it all in one go. That's crazy. But it will be a certified £62 million. That's what I believe. TK in the chat, wonder if the new manager, Andrews, had a say in this. Potentially. And Mbeumo does want to come to Man United. He's still got 1 year on his contract, so it's still in their best interest to let this guy go. They clearly want this more money for him. That's all they want. I don't think Mbeumo is better than Cunha. I don't think he's better than Cunha. I don't think he's worth more than Cunha. But they clearly want just as much money as we spent on Cunha with Mbeumo. And there was no add-ons really with Cunha. We paid the fee, and the fee will be paid in installments. But it wasn't like 40 million plus 10 million here and add-ons and fight. That Cunha deal wasn't that. And like I said, I believe that's what we're doing. I don't think we're far away. I don't even think we're far away. I think all we need to do is just guarantee them the money rather than provide it as add-ons. And they'll say yes. I still think we'll get the player, by the way. I don't want people to be scared or worried. I still think we'll get the player, but I think we need to start being careful because Manchester United have in the past tried to take the piss, and the more we take the piss, the more, like Anthony, for instance, the more the fee just kept rising and rising and rising because we just took liberties. So I feel like we need to be careful with this Mbeumo deal. We do, but I still believe it will happen. So it is what it is, people. Let me know what you guys are thinking, man. This is breaking news, guys, as we are live. First time it's happened. Breaking news as we are live. The Mbeumo bid has been rejected. Let me know how you're feeling, people. Just when you're looking to celebrate and have a good time this weekend because you know Mbeumo's coming, you get this news, eh? You get this news and it puts a dampener. It puts a dampener on the weekend that's about to come. Just when you're about to climb the ladder, you slip, you fall, and you're back on the floor again. Just when you're about to climb the stairs, you get pushed down the stairs and you roll down. Osman in the chat is saying £62 million for a player with 1 year left is fantastic business for Brentford. They aren't risking him walking for nothing. Ordinary negotiation stuff. Yeah, nah, I hear you, Oz. This deal, yeah, is absolutely amazing for Brentford. Like, 1 year left, like Oz just said, and they're going to get more than £62 million for him. And he's only had one big season. The big numbers have come this season, right? The season before, his numbers were all right. But it's this season where he really kicked off and did the crazy numbers. So Brentford are taking the piss a little bit. They are. But they're in their right to. They're in their right to. If we want the player, we need to pay the money. It's really that simple. It is frustrating that the likes of Chaki, Ain't Nori, Mamouche, every player that I've mentioned just now, they've all been bought by Manchester City for less than Mbeumo. That frustrates me, for sure it does, as a Manchester United fan. But you got to pay the fee. So, and some more news on the screen, people. Tottenham have denied making any offer for Brian Mbeumo, a stance that might change if Manchester United do not complete the signing. That's David Ornstein. I mean, once again, when you read that, you're like, oh my God. But when you think about it, it's just common sense. Like, if Man United don't sign him and he doesn't go to Manchester United, then Tottenham will be like, okay, cool, we'll bid for him. That's not really news. You kind of expect that to be the case, right? Just like if Arsenal don't sign Gyokeres, then United will try to go in for him. It's not really news, but that's been put out there to scare Man United into increasing their offer. We know how some of these things go. Agents are told certain things. Journalists are told certain things to push things over the line, to get people to increase bids, to put, this player against that player, to all of these things. So these stories are very interesting. Oh, we've got more tweets from David Ornstein, people. I think things are going to start hotting up now as we are live. So Brian Mbeumo has told Brentford and Tottenham he will only join Manchester United if he leaves Brentford this summer. MUFC proposals 45 million plus 10 million and then 55 plus 7 million, still short of Brentford's valuation. Bro, what did I say to you lot? Listen, I don't even need to know the details. I've only just read this tweet, yeah, but I already knew, people. I said on this just now, the only reason why, if this bid has not been accepted, is because we're not giving them the full £62 million guaranteed. It is still 55 guaranteed, but 7.5 add-ons. Brentford don't want that BS. They want the 62 million guaranteed. Give us 62 million. You can still structure it over 3 seasons, but we want guaranteed cash of 62, 63 million pounds. If you stick with this channel, guys, I'm telling you, you will learn some stuff. So I saw this coming. I told you, I knew that if we don't give them all the money up front and we try to do this add-on business, they won't accept it. That's what's happened. It's still not 63 million pounds up front. And look, people are already laughing. They're going to pay 70 million pounds plus for Mbeumo. And, this tweet has a laughing emoji or laughing meme. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. Let me know what you think, guys. More tweets are coming out confirming exactly what I've said. Brentford and Man United have a full agreement on the base fee. And how many times have I told you that's the case, people? Many, many times. I've said Man United have agreed that the full package needs to be 62 million, 63 million pounds. They both have an agreement now on the base fee. What Man United are still trying to do is do the add-ons to get to the base fee. Brentford just want the guaranteed amount. I've said it many, many, many times, well before any of these journalists said it. I might as well do their jobs for them. because a lot of what they do is common sense. And I read in between the lines when it comes to these things, and I try to present things to you in the most logical way so we can dissect this thing and know a bit more than all the other guys are talking about. You know, have that knowledge. So everything I'm saying is kind of coming to pass. That's the hold up. That is the hold up. So what's this saying? Medical and contract signing is planned for next week. Brentford trying to squeeze an extra few million. And Mbeumo will be a United player. So like I said, once again, it will happen. I reckon, yeah, even if it's £60 million plus 3 million add-ons, that will be accepted. I think that will be accepted by Brentford if that's the third bid. So, yeah, just trying to squeeze Man United just in. Man United are still looking to make 4 signings this window after Brian and Mbeumo. And that's a reputable source, people. So after Brian and Mbeumo has come in, apparently according to this tweet, and this tweet is coming from somebody who is official, people. It's not a joke. He works for the Times newspaper, so it's not a joke. Apparently, according to this really good source, Man United are still looking to make 4 signings after Brian and Mbeumo. That's a good sign, people. We need at least 4 signings. We need a goalkeeper. We need one central midfielder at least. We need a striker and potentially a left wing back. So that tweet coming from a reputable source is music to my ears. And he's not the only one making that same tweet. It seems as if other journalists are now saying the same thing. So the news on a Friday afternoon, people, it is hotting up. TK in the chat is saying this is the United way. Yeah, TK. I started the stream by saying or explaining what United do. United eventually give every team what they want. They act like the big dogs and say, we're not going to overspend, we're not going to do this. But we always give them what they want eventually. Listen, we'll keep doing it. Next summer will be the same. Every transfer will do the same. Some transfers, it will work. It will work. But majority of these transfers, it won't work. Especially if the club that's selling doesn't need the money. This is what United does. Act like we ain't going to pay no fee. Act like we ain't going to be taken advantage of. But we do. We get effed up the bum. Sorry, pardon my language. I said effed. But that's what United do. That's what happens. When we come calling, it's like when everyone else comes calling, they're like, oh, have it for £5. Have it for £10. Then it's like Man United are coming. They're like, oh shit. How much you want? £50, £100. The fee this increases when United come calling all the time. That United tax, yeah, that Manchester United tax is real. It's a real tax that we have to pay as a football club all the time. Anyway, Osman, fans want the shiny new toys, but the summer is long. Yeah, you're right as well, Oz. We want things to be done quickly. In my ideal world, I want players to be signed for pre-season so they can join the squad. Amram keeps talking about training and time on the training ground and all these things. I just don't want to give this guy no excuses. So I want to give this guy everything. So if he fails, you can't say he wasn't backed. Anyway, Oz, who knows how much City are actually paying for these players? Oz, that's one thing that I've always thought to myself, right? Nobody actually fully knows how much a player goes for. We always have a rough idea, and these journalists, unless they've wiretapped the room, unless they've seen the email that's been sent, because all these things are done on email, secure emails and stuff. then they're only reporting what they've been told. And many times, yeah, it's about saving face. Many times it's about, a club wants 70 million. They sell the player only for 50 million, but they still report that the player went for 70 million just so they can appear a certain way. And the team that's buying the player and only bought the player for 50 million, they are not afraid to have reports go out, that they spent 70 million sometimes. So they let the media do their thing. But behind closed doors, the fees are a lot different to what the media is reporting. So I know, and this is what you need to understand, people, that what's being reported is not always the exact same as what's actually being done behind closed doors. What is being reported is what the clubs want to sell you. They want to sell you that. So that is a thing, Oz. 100%, 150%. TK, plus none of these City incomings are Prem proven. I'm not surprised, Wiz. Bees are set to lose their best player. They will claw and chew for extra money. Yeah, like, as much, I ain't gonna lie, people. Like I said, I'm gonna be real with you lot. I'm a bit pissed off. I am a little bit annoyed. But I get it. I understand it. Like you just said, TK, in the chat. You want all the money you can get for your prize asset. If they could, they probably demand 100 million euros for him, if they could. So, Fabrizio has now come out and he's weighed in on the situation. Mbeumo has been clear on his favourite destination this summer, Manchester United. So, it's interesting because while some people are simply reporting that the bid has been rejected, other people have been given information and have been told to say that Mbeumo only wants Manchester United. Fabrizio's been briefed and he's putting it out there that he only wants Manchester United. So Fabrizio's role, clearly, in this situation is to put pressure on Brentford. Sky Sports are just reporting on what's happened. The bid's been rejected and that's it. So sometimes it's good to look at these tweets and try to understand the perspective, try to understand what the tweet is trying to get at or what story is trying to be told here, and try to understand who the journalist is trying to push, what the motivation of the tweet is. Like, what are you trying to achieve with this tweet? And sometimes it's clear that some journalists are trying to push deals over the line. Some journalists are just getting information from clubs and are essentially working for the clubs. So it's very, very interesting, guys. The Mbeumo deal is still progressing and I think it will still happen. But this bid, in the format that it's in, has been rejected. It just means Manchester United need to forget these add-ons. That 7 million add-on, come on, bro. Just scrap that add-on and just add it to the fee and just give them the £63 million. That's all you got to do. That's the third bid. The third bid, if you do that, the third bid will be accepted. It will. So we can move on to the 4 other signings that are scheduled, that we want to make for the summer, people. So yeah, let me know what you guys are saying about the Mbeumo bid. Are you guys worried? Do you guys have the same sort of mentality towards it as I do? I'm still a bit relaxed. While a bit annoyed, I'm still relaxed because it's still in our hands. It's still in our hands. It's not a bidding war. It's not like the Gyokeres situation where we have to wait for Arsenal to say no to Gyokeres before we can talk to him or bid. It's still in our hands. So I'm still relaxed, even though I'm a bit annoyed that, the second bid has been rejected. Let me know, people, what you're thinking about this. So today's been a good show. We've had breaking news on the show with regards to the Mbeumo bid being rejected. We started off the show with the Mbeumo. Funny enough, we started the show by saying that the reports about the medical happening, the reports about the the bid been accepted. I started the show by saying those reports are all false. And Lord behold, I was proven right again. If you stick to this channel, people, you will not feel like an idiot. Because I won't lie to you. If I'm reading something that's not from a reputable source, I'll say so. And I'll give my calculated thoughts on every single issue. I won't just come on here and chat shit, people. I'll have a deep thought about it. Like TK asked me a question about goalkeeper or striker. I don't want to give TK a shit answer. I have to think about it. It's not, I don't give quick answers. I like to have deep thoughts and take my time thinking about any issue and not just give you an impulsive response just based on my feelings. No, that's dead. So we started the show by talking about, Mbeumo medical next week and bid being accepted. I said that's all lies. I was proven correct. The bid has now been rejected, and if we don't send in a bid that's accepted, then there's no medical and there's no signing. So all these journalists that were saying bids accepted, medical, and all these things, they were lying. They were lying. So we spoke about Sancho to Juventus a little bit and the wages situation with Jadon Sancho. We also spoke about the Americanization, I call it, of football and all the new rules that will be introduced this year. Crazy. We spoke about that on the show. We spoke about Douglas Luiz potentially going to Man United. Gyokeres situation, an update on the Gyokeres situation. Ederson from Atlanta potentially going to United. Man United do need a midfielder. Manchester United desperately need a quality midfielder or two. So expect more news. As every summer, there is more news on midfield targets. There'll be loads of news on midfield targets. We touched on Jose going to Arsenal. We touched on City's stupid squad, absolutely stupid squad, and what that could mean for the Premier League. So we've had a good show. We've covered a lot of topics, people, and it's been really, really good. Suzanne says you need prime part G Sung. We need someone in our midfield with like 10 lungs that can run for days. That's what we need. TK says we can worry only if the players camp comes out and sounds shaky. Yeah. That's it, TK. Like, as you can see from what the journalists are saying, the structure of the deal, all we need to do is take that 7 million add-on and just give him the 63 million up front, structure it over 3 years, boom, bam. That's it. We've got the player. And if it means we don't get... Listen, I think I'd rather get Mbeumo than Gyokeres, Only because Mbeumo is prem proven. We've actually seen what he does in the Prem. We know what we're getting. We should be getting at least 25. We don't know fully how Gyokeres is going to be like in the Prem. We don't really know fully. We know Mbeumo. So I'd rather spend that money on Mbeumo than on Gyokeres, if I'm being honest. But we're here, people. I hope you've enjoyed the show. Let's check out the poll, man. Let's check out the poll that we put up. Everyone who's just jumping in, please smash the like. It's a small channel. I always respond to the chat. I always try to engage with the chat. And once the channel begins to grow, you guys are my first people. So I'm always going to be looking out for TK, looking out for certain people in the chat. Even if it grows to 2,000 subscribers, you guys are the original people on the channel, bro. So, let me know your thoughts in the chat. Big up yourselves as usual. TK says in the chat that we're losing trillions on Sancho already. What's another 4.5? Yeah, we're losing trillions on Sancho. Yeah, that's what it's just strange that they've done that. Like, just take the 7 million add-ons and just bring that 7 million into the complete package. What is that 7 million add-on? Like, it's strange. But people, it's been great. It's been a great show. A lot has been covered. We still haven't done the poll. Where's the poll? Where do I find the poll? So I answered it. So where do I see it now? There was a poll up, people. And I'm trying to find the answer or the result of the poll that we had. And I can't seem to see it. Strange, isn't it? What's the...
It was pretty split even. Teams have to choose at least one each game. Which one would you pick?
All right, let's put the poll on screen for these people, if you can. If you can. Big up yourselves, people. Like I said, there was a poll up. I'm just trying to get a poll up on the screen for you guys before we end the stream. I was also planning to do a team selector. I was gonna go through the Man United squad and select the Man United team with you guys today, because I was assuming that the Mbeumo deal was a lot closer. I mean, it's still close, but I was assuming that we were gonna get it over the line today, but it doesn't look like it's gonna happen. So maybe this weekend, if I'm online, if I do a show in the evening this weekend or on Monday, eventually, people, we're going to have to look at our squad and we're going to have to build our team. So we're going to have to sit down and try to build the best team we can with the squad that we have, look at the players that we have, and just basically discuss the team. So we're going to have to do that exercise very, very soon, guys. So this was the poll that was up. Teams have to choose at least one each game week. What would you guys pick? Touchline interviews with subbed players, halftime interviews with manager or players, cameras on the field for goal celebrations. I'm not gonna lie. Why do you need cameras on the field for goal I mean, the cameras zoom in. So it's like, and most goal celebrations are at the corner flag in front of the cameras. So I would choose that one because I don't know what difference that would make. If that makes sense. But anyway, or a dressing room broadcast. And I think, well, it looks like it is very, very split. There is not one of these that is a clear winner.
And now it's dressing room broadcast with 32%.
All right, so someone's just voted, and now dressing room broadcasts actually have 32%. I think the one that's going to be the least effective or make the least difference is the cameras on field for goal celebrations, which is the one I would choose. If I'm a football club, I'm choosing that one. You don't need to hear what I have to say at halftime. You don't need to interview my subbed player. What the hell are you doing interviewing my subbed players? To ask them what? How do you feel about being subbed? What the hell? No. So, yeah, guys, that was a poll. Yeah, exactly, TK. Cameras on the field are the least invasive because I'm already being watched. I'm literally playing football in front of cameras. So you having a camera on the field while I'm celebrating, I'm like, what? That's weird. It is what it is, man. But I'm just like, okay, I'll choose that one. It's like someone saying to you, oh, you have to wear boxers today. Okay. I mean, I wear boxers anyway. All right, I'll wear boxers. Flipping heck, that's not a hard task. I'll wear boxers anyway. I mean, some people don't wear boxers. That's you. But some people just need to keep their things, in one place. Anyway, TMI. People. It's been amazing. It's been a good stream as always. The chat has flown. The chat has been good. Oz, TK, big up yourselves. Suzanne, I see you. Celtistic. Paul, who broke the news to us. Big up yourself, Paul, for breaking the news on this channel. Kazi, always, man. Always blessing us with your presence, Kazi. Big up your damn self as well. And of course, we can't forget Thames Jen, who comes on this channel every time with his lists. He has the list of Jericho. Only WWE people will understand that reference. But yeah, big up yourselves, people. It's been a good show. Mbeumo deal. Mbeumo bid. Second Mbeumo bid rejected, people. Rejected. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. And I'm pretty sure if anything happens, I'll be back. But the Mbeumo bid has been rejected. I want to beat Brentford up. I'm on violence right now. I want to beat Brentford up. I'm like, who the do you think you are, Brentford? Who, like, these little clubs, yeah? Like, Brentford is like North London. Furthermore, I live kind of near Brentford. Huh? North what? North West, no? West London. All right, West London. All right, I've been corrected. Brentford's West London. Northwest then, right? But it's like, who are Brentford though? What? I get it. They want to get as much money as possible, but I'm just like, I want to punch Brentford in the face. Maybe interviews with owners on why they effed up our club at half time. That would be a real one. Interviews with the owners at half time. That's a real one. I'll definitely choose that one. You know, Jim Radcliffe and all these idiots. But yeah, people, once again, Brentford have rejected our second bid for Mbeumo. That is the main news, the main breaking news. We're going to end with that sadness, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Hopefully we'll have better news next time. I don't see it as a problem. I think United will come back to the table, give Brentford what they want, and keep it moving. So, TK, big up yourselves. Everyone, please smash the like as usual, as I keep asking politely. If you could, it helps. I'm telling you, the channel is, more and more people are seeing it, which is good. The content is not bad, as if I must say myself. And when the season starts, it's going to be even better. I'm telling you. I won't be so constrained by just reporting on news. We can watch the game together and have conversations about the game. And that is what I'm waiting for. The season to start so we can start talking ball. This transfer stuff is good. I love talking about transfers and thinking about who we're going to get and keeping up with the news. But I'm more of an analyst. I like to analyze the game of football. So I feel like that's where I'm the strongest. So big up yourselves for watching, people. Brentford have rejected us. We should go there and punch them up. That's really what I think we should do. But as a professional adult, that's not the way. So big up yourselves. Have a good weekend. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys Monday. If anything breaks on the weekend, we will go live and we will talk about it. Big up yourselves. Much love.